Hey there, YouTubers. It's the 6th of June, year 2020, at both local Beijing time and Australian Eastern Standard Time. So I just went outside, got myself a haircut, and gathered a bit of information on how I should get myself another pair of lenses. In fact, the information I gathered is this one. It says, it basically says the old pair of lenses that I nowadays wear most of the time, most often. It's starting to wear out. So I suppose my myopia somehow exacerbated quite considerably. So I figured I should get another pair. So I could barely speak Mandarin Chinese fluently anymore, so I made the conversation as brief as I can make it so, and I right after I gather enough information so that I can search around the web, especially on Taobao, and do a bit of a price matching, see which one has the most value. I have to do a lot of I have to undertake lots of seemingly trivial tasks like this nowadays, due to the sudden demise of my old man. So I have to look out for myself on pretty much each and every aspect, and that's another sad part of my life. But I'm not here to tell you how saddening my life has become. But I just like to document my thoughts and the underlying struggles and conflicts that are happening inside my mind, my brain. So maybe it's time for me to move to another location where I won't often gets so stranded with suicidal thoughts by jumping from the rooftop of the 5th floor of this hotel. Pretty much each time I go, I went to do my laundry. Yes, the laundry room is located at the 5th floor, at the end of the hallway, right close to to the door where you can through which you can go and through which you can pass without any restrictions or access control measures, and then you can access the rooftop and contemplating about suicide or execute and suicidal a suicide attempt. Just before I went, before I took a leap of faith to head for the barber shop to get myself a haircut, I prayed to God and I read the Bible for some time, maybe for something like 5 to 10 minutes. I couldn't remember exactly how long it took. But yes, I did hesitate and struggle quite a lot. Even on the way, while even on the way to get myself, to getting myself a haircut and to gather the information required to to purchase another pair of lenses for myself. So that itself is a struggle, indeed. Not just one struggle, but many, a multitude of struggles, conflicts within, another scale of conflicts and struggles, etc., so on and so forth. And I know someday a life like this has to end. Yet I'm so afraid of how it would end. The only possible endings for this kind of life that I'm currently living can be, number one, everyone will just continue with their lives as usual. Everyone involved in this mess, either directly or peripherally. I am the one who is directly involved in this mess with certain people of undesirable qualities and characteristics. Number two, maybe I will commit suicide and just end this mess once and for all, highly violent manner. Or there could be worse. I would just grab some weapon or use anything that can be used as a weapon to just kill everyone that pissed me off. And either I get executed by the current Chinese regime, or I could just serve a life sentence. That's another possible outcome I can think of. Other outcomes, other endings for this saddening story can be also I begin to harm myself. I begin to self-mutilate, to just do whatever thing necessary to ease the pain, to both mental and physical pain. You'd never know, you'd never know what people could do if you push them so hard towards the edge of what they can endure. And many of you guys might have a question like this. So why don't you just go and talk to your biological mother, talk to her, as much as you can, and and then try to negotiate with her, and just simply simply split what your old man has left you with, you know, in accordance with the law, in accordance with the, you know, the what the local jurisdiction requires you to do so. Well, it is not that simple, you know. There are, I can see, you know, how deeply, you know, I got myself so entrenched and stranded with this mess, because I don't know. I utterly don't know, you know, what to do except fleeing from, you know, except fleeing from the country, you know, to somewhere I can get myself, you know, settled, you know, in which I can get myself settled and you know, then spend the remaining part of my life in harmony, in peace. You know, so far I still don't plan to get married also, because, you know, reason number one, I don't think I possess the, you know, the sufficient amount of funds to support a family, to support a woman plus children. And reason number two, I am not in good shape. I'm not in an adequate shape, both mentally and physically speaking. That says I just don't, I need, you know, I just, neither do I have the you know, the strength or nor the patience to maintain a marriage relationship, a marital relationship, you know, all things considered, you know. And I suppose it's better for, you know, it's better, it always means something better for me to remain single and MGTOW for the rest of my life than you know, than getting myself involved in another toxic and, you know, probably, you know, life-threatening relationship. You know, in other words, I just don't see, you know, I just don't see banning, you know, I just don't see the benefits. I just don't see the worth of banning a woman within the boundary of a marriage. You know, even the Bible, even everywhere in the Bible tells single men, unless you can restrain yourself, unless you can exercise self-control, then it's better for you to get married than to burn with lust. But what if getting yourself married actually can accelerate the process of your own self-destruction, you know? So essentially, in nowadays world, under the current regimes of different countries, nations, regions, the system ultimately still favors women's rights rather than men's rights. Or even, you know, I just don't see, you know, I just don't see if it can have anything to do with you know, with leading yourself to a way of happiness and joy by getting married anymore. Well, in case you happen to be a female audience of this video or my channel, please disregard what I just said, what I've just said regarding, you know, how I see, you know, or how I don't see a marriage can benefit men. Yeah. Sorry, that I got sidetracked again, kind of going off the topic. But that's the idea, you know. That's the you know, that's what I've been thinking about marriage, truly and faithfully, you know. I tried my utmost best to gather and express my thoughts and conclusion about nowadays heterosexual relationships among human individuals. In fact, such relationship produces no fewer problems than homosexual relationships. You know, it's pretty much each, you know, regardless of the nature of every relationship you will forge with anybody here on earth. None of those relationships, none of those companionships are flawless. You know, you will always have problems, and yes, and that's my problem with my life I'm currently having. Anyway, sorry, I'm already repeating myself, and I already lost track of you know, the key ideas I think I like to convey. But regardless, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time on YouTube. Bye bye.